Logics. In the previous class we have discussed about the C decimal precision, set decimal precision. We have discussed about those topics. Today in this class we are going to discuss about the Sizeof operator in C. We are going to discuss about the Sizeof operator in C. Okay. So without any delay, let's move into the lecture. So I hope you my screen is visible to you. Okay. Next, get the memory size. What is meant by Sizeof operator is nothing but get the size of the memory or the size of the data type or the size of the variable. Okay. So we introduced in the data types chapter that the memory size of a variable varies depending upon the type. Okay. Memory size of the variable depends upon the type. For example, int occupies 2 to 4 bytes, float occupies 4 bytes, and then double occupies 8 bytes, and then char occupies 1 byte. Okay, like this, depending upon the data type, the variable memory size occupation will be depends, right? That's the meaning of this point. Next, for example, we are going to take some of the data types and let us see how much memory is going to occupy by those data type variables. For example, for int 2 to 4 bytes, for float 4 bytes, for double 8 bytes, for char 1 byte. Okay, the memory size refers to how much space a type occupies in the computer's memory. The memory size is nothing but you will declare a variable with a type, right? Now this particular variable, how much space it is going to occupy in the memory. Okay, that is called as memory size. That sizes will be depend upon the data type. It will be different for different data types. For int it will be 2 or 4 bytes, for float it will be 4 bytes, for double it will be 8 bytes, for char it will be 1 byte, like that. Okay, next, to actually get the size in bytes, okay, to actually get the size in bytes of a data type or variable, use the Sizeof operator. Now Sizeof is an operator which actually used to get the size of the data type or size of the variable of any data type. Okay, let us see with an example. Example, int myInt. I have declared myInt variable which is of type integer, and I have declared float myFloat variable which is of type float data type. I have declared myDouble which is a variable which is of type double, and I have declared mychar which is a variable which is of type char, and I am going to print this size in bytes with the help of the Sizeof operator, like this, with the help of the printf statement. Printf %ZU is the format specifier for the Sizeof operator. We need to use ZU. Some compilers will also accept you to use the %LD. Okay, but using ZU is the proper way. Okay, %ZU /n is used to add the new line character which is a escape sequence, and size of myInt. Okay, size of, in the brackets I have given parameter which is nothing but the variable which I have created or which I have declared, that is myInt. Okay, now in the output we are going to get the size that is occupied by this variable myInt. Okay, similarly for the float I have done the same thing. For the double also I have done the same thing. For char also I have done the same thing. Okay, let me run the code and show you the output so that you can able to understand what we are going to actually get in the output. Okay, let me comment this and let me add the standard input output library because I have used the printf function. So let me add the int main where the C program actually starts to compile or execute. So add the flower braces, put the code in flower braces, and then return 0, and then save the code. Now what we are going to do is go to the terminal. After going to terminal, you need to execute this command. So let me give the command where is it? Yeah, gcc your file name dot c minus the executable file name. Okay, it is your wish. Okay, it is going to take some time. If you are going to have any errors, it is going to display inside the terminal. If you are not going to have any errors, then it is going to display like this. It is not going to display anything. Okay, so let me run the .exe file, that is theory dot slash theory. Then you are going to get the output. See, we got the output as 4481. Okay, the size of int, my int, is 4. The size of float is 4 bytes, and the size of double is 8 bytes. The size of char is 1 byte. Okay, these are the variables, right? Okay, these are the variables, and you need to remember that always size of we are going to get in the number of bytes. Okay, here we have used the variables, right? Instead of variables, you can also use the data type itself, like this: size of int or size of float, or you can use like this. Okay, size of double, you can use like this. You can use either the variables or directly the data type itself. Save the code and run it. Now you can able to see the same output, right? Okay, you can use either the variables, or you can also use the data type itself. Okay, this is the point you need to remember. Next, note that we use the %ZU format specifier to print the result instead of uh, %D. This is why, because the compiler expects the Sizeof operator to return a value of type size underscore t. Okay, it is going to expect the compiler will expect the Sizeof operator to return a value of type size. Okay, size underscore t, which is an unsigned integer type. Okay, means if we are going to use the %d, we are going to use %d for both the positive numbers and also for the negative numbers, right? But whenever you are going to print the size of something, some variable or some data type, then the compiler will expect uh, the compiler will expect to return a unsigned integer. Why? Because size always will be in positive, right? So that it is going to expect a unsigned integer. Okay, so that it is better to use %ZU instead of using the %d. %d is used for the integer data type, which can able to print both positive and negative numbers. But Sizeof will always results into the unsigned integer, right? So that you should use %ZU. Even if you are going to use %d, in most of the compilers will give you the output, but the proper way of using the proper format specifier for printing the size of some variable or data type is %ZU. Okay, I hope you understood why we need to use %ZU, because Sizeof will always returns you unsigned integer. On some computers, it might work with %d. I told it right, but it is safer and more portable to use %ZU. Okay, which is specially designed for printing size underscore t values. Size underscore t size underscore t values is nothing but unsigned integers. Okay, for printing unsigned integers, %ZU is used. Okay, since our size of is a size of results, or size of always returns a value of unsigned integer, we need to use %ZU. Okay, just a second, I had a call. So you always need to use the %ZU to print the size of %ZU format specifier to print the size of any variable or integer. Why? Because it is specially designed for it only. Okay, next. So why should I know the size of data types? Okay, why should you know the size of the data types? Let us see. Knowing the size of data types helps you understand how much memory your program uses. Okay, if you are going to use 4 variables of type integer, then you can able to understand, right, those four variables are going to take 4 into 4 16 or 4 into 2 8 bytes of memory, right? Like that you are going to have an estimation and you can able to know it, right? How much memory space they can occupy. You can have an idea how much your program is going to take, uh, is going to, yeah, use the memory. Next, this is important when writing larger programs or working with limited memory. Okay, knowing the size is most important when you are going to write larger programs. When you are going to write larger programs, it is going to occupy larger memory. Then you should know how much memory uh, it is going to take it. Or when you are going to work with a limited memory, you are going to have 10 MB of memory, then you should know how effectively I need to use this particular 10 MB memory, 10 MB memory. To make this all these decisions, you must know the size of the data types or the variables that you are going to use, because it can affect both performance and efficiency. Okay, if you are not going to know the size of the data types, then it can affect your performance and also efficiency. Why? Because you can't, you don't know about the how much memory your program is going to take it. So then if you are going to write some code randomly, then definitely you are going, your performance and efficiency of your code will be reduced. Okay, for example, the size of a char type is 1 byte, which means if you have a array of 1000 char values, it will occupy 1000 bytes of memory, right? You are going to have 1000 elements in an array of type char. Each char requires 1 byte. So whole array will requires, or whole array it will occupy 1000 bytes of memory, right? Like this you need to know how much your variables or data type or program is going to occupy space in the memory. Using the right data type for the right purpose will save memory, improve the performance of your program. Okay, using the right data type for the right purpose will save memory and improve the performance of your program. Okay, this is the point you need to remember. For the right case, right data type needed to be used, then only your memory will be saved and also performance of your program will be increased. Okay, that's it for the video. So let me summarize this video for you. Okay, summary. So the summary of this lecture is, Sizeof operator can be used with the variable name, or it also can be able to use with the data type. Any of them you can able to use it. And to print the value onto the console in the with the help of the printf, you need to use %ZU format specifier, which is specially designed for the Sizeof operator. And some of the data types and their size in bytes. Okay, 4 bytes, int occupies 4 bytes, float occupies 4 bytes, char occupies 1 byte, double occupies 8 bytes. Okay, Sizeof, and also you need to remember, gives in bytes. Okay, always it will give you the output in bytes. Okay, so that's it. All other points will be known to you. Okay, you need to memorize this particular points. Okay, so that's it for the video. I tell you guys to have an hands-on experience for each and every video. Don't leave that it is too simple or it is too hard, like that. Just practice. Okay, each and every problem, whether it is too simple or too hard. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.